I didn't get one. No.
You do have a Turk roster. It's that one. That one right there. Yep.
Oh, here you got another one. Here's the regular program. This is the same one I was.
Oh.
That's right. The regular program.
And you are live with 26 viewers already.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Turk Pride TV for tonight's Emerald Sound Conference matchup between the hometown Sultan Turks and the visiting Kings Knights. My name is Dan Ballard. I'm your host for this evening. I'm joined on the broadcast by my co-host Brian. I one time scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. Atkinson.
No, that did not happen.
Oh, that was Al Bundy. I'm sorry, I forgot about
that. Let's just go with. We want to make that happen tonight. Maybe one of the Turks can score 4 touchdowns in a game tonight.
We saw it earlier this season.
We have seen it
in
earlier.
Evergreen against the Evergreen. We did see that. So, but it's been a couple of weeks since we've been together. So let's maybe kind of catch everybody up a little bit.
I've been stepping out on you.
You've been doing the JV games.
I've been doing the JV games.
You've been moonlighting on the JV games.
I've been doing the JV games. I've been having a great time with Seth Sorgen here on the call with me, and we've just been having a great time doing the JV games.
I have heard such good things about Seth Sorgen. I have not had a chance to listen to those broadcasts, but I've heard lots of really good things. I heard that he is basically taking my spot and keeping you in line, basically, is what's happening.
Yeah, it's a hard job, but if I do go on the air, there needs to be somebody there to do it.
It is a thankless job keeping
we're
you
getting
in
ready.
line.
We're gonna pause here, and we're gonna
for the
do
national anthem.
National anthem coming right up.
All right, our national anthem, courtesy of the Sultan High School marching band under the direction of Ms. Jill Sumter. World famous
marching band.
That's right. All right, so Brian, it's been a few weeks since we've seen each other. Maybe let's just kind of catch people up. And the Turk season so far has kind of been a roller coaster ride. Started off on a real high, that exciting game against Evergreen that was just a score fest in it in 50-42. Then they went up and then took care of business at Langley, and then things have kind of turned a little bit. Had a close game at Vashon, which they lost. Last time we saw them was here against Bellevue Christian, which was a game that just really they were never in. It just didn't feel like they were ever in that game. And then I'm not even sure we want to mention last week.
Well, the first rule about Black and Blue Bowl is to not talk about Black and Blue Bowl.
Yeah, I think that one definitely ended up on the wrong side of the ledger last week up in Granite Falls. So we'll just move past that.
But we did have our spirited JV team has beat the Granite Falls Tigers JV teams twice with a 26-20 win here last Monday. Was a great game all the way around. But we've got a football game
here
coming up.
Action. Right, we're taking action right now.
Windmill Espresso kickoff coming right up here.
All right, Turks will be receiving on the west end of the stadium. The kick is up. It is very high but short. Fielded down about the 25-yard line, still on his feet. Breaking over to the left, breaks a tackle, and then dropped. Going to look like it's going to be at about the 25, I should say. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Turks.
That was Derek Feltner, a 5'10", 154-pound sophomore for the Turks on the return there.
And he's somebody that actually did score 4 touchdowns in a single game.
He did.
Unlike you. But anyway.
No, Flag football does not count.
Oh, okay.
So just so you know.
Oh, okay.
I have scored 4 touchdowns in a backyard football.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll keep.
I
that
have,
on this.
but I have actually scored some touchdowns in JV.
Well, there we go.
Like that. But we're not here about them. We're here about the boys here.
We
today.
are the boys in blue. First time under center, Mr. Sargent, shotgun formation. And that's a keeper. He's going to go over the right tackle, and ball comes loose.
Ball comes out, but looks like one of the Turks is going to get on that for him.
Yeah, I got Turks are going to retain possession, so that could have been a bad turn of events early here on the game. But
Chaz Bush, a 6'1", 205-pound senior, was able to fall on that for the Turks.
All right. Brings up 2nd and 12, loss of 2 on that play. Sargent in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the right. And handoff up the middle. And breaking forward, that's number 21. Number 21.
Yvonne Rodriguez.
And that is Mr. Rodriguez.
5'8", 150-pound senior for the Turks with a...
and Mr. Rodriguez, you might have seen him wearing pink socks tonight. That's because this is the pink out game tonight.
It is Coaches versus Cancer.
Coaches
correct?
versus Cancer in observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the month of October. So tonight you do see a number of the players wearing pink socks or pink accessories out there. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 6. Snap, give off to Rodriguez again, and he's forward, but he's going to be short of the first down and kind of wrangled down by a host of Knights after a short gain. So it's going to bring up 4th down. So, Brian, what do? You punt here probably?
Adventures in punting coming
Adventures
right
in punting, I think
Adventures
is coming. Don't you go anywhere. Adventures in punting is coming up next.
Adventures in punting coming right up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have a choice right here this early in the game and that deep in your own territory. You got to punt.
We've got Weston Galley back to punt for the Turks.
And back to receive for the Knights, number 82. Let's look at my roster here.
Mr. Everyman, Mr. Everything.
Caden Kennelly back deep for the Knights. And Kennelly fields it, still on his feet. Held up and tackled pretty much immediately there.
Jeremy Ripley there to slow him down, and then the Turks finish up.
Mr. Ripley, number 3, held him up in time for some help to arrive. And this is our first time we'll get to see the Knights on offense.
So we're looking at a roster here that's two rosters wide. So it's
2 columns. Yeah,
2 columns. So I don't think they have everybody here with them tonight. I don't think they brought everybody. But
I think they've listed everybody, but they didn't bring everybody.
Yeah, they didn't bring everybody.
Yeah, they probably got some of their JV players here listed on this roster. But you're right, it is a pretty extensive list of players that we were presented tonight, and we do apologize in advance to any of our fans from Kings if we mispronounce one of your
they got
athletes' names. We do apologize.
6 foot number 10 Hayden Teeter is the quarterback for the Kings. Going to be up the middle, number 24 on that.
And short gain.
That is, what a running back name, Cutter Rolls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cutter Rolls, 6 foot,
Rolls.
205-pound junior for the Kings Knights.
The Kings Knights.
Want to give a big special shout out to all of our fans. Well, maybe not our fans, but all the fans watching from Kings tonight on TurkPride.tv. Welcome to the broadcast.
Do you want to apologize for anything in advance
to
those fans tonight?
Just remember, my name is Homer. And I'm hashtag Turks First all night long.
There we go. All right, second and 10 for the Knights. Man in motion, quarterback
Teeter keeps it, and nice hit there by number 51. The enforcer, Chaz Bush, in on the stop.
Chaz Bush with a nice stop there.
Big third and 3.
Yeah,
third and 2 maybe.
Long 2 maybe. Long 2, I would say. 3rd down. So this will be the first test for the Turks defense.
Yeah, here in Breaking the Action, we'll talk about the Knights' record and a little bit.
Yeah, we got some good kind of background information on our two teams.
He's back to pass.
Steps up, throws. He's got a man open if he can make the catch. Yes, he does. Touchdown, Knights. Number 25. Number 25 there is, where is he?
That's Maddox Boyce, a 5'9",
Boyce.
155-pound junior wide receiver defensive backs.
You beat me to it. Good job.
Well, I just happen to have the roster in front of me.
I think Dave Boone's trying to blind us here. We need some light in our palatial studios. Well, they're not palatial yet. They're just studios. They're just our studios, right?
I want my drink fridge.
I stopped and brought my own. So you got to learn, Brian. Extra point attempt is up and good.
I'll tell you.
No good. My mistake. I'm sorry. Our revenge point looked good, but it hooked left. No good.
Well, my
6-0.
My trip here today was very, very, very disconcerting because I did not get a chance to get to Vic's Burger Shack on my way to the ballpark.
Well,
today.
shame on you.
I tell you, I'm very, very disappointed, and I apologize for not making it there for you. But I did manage to stop by Windmill Espresso this morning and get some hot chocolate.
There you go. And you know what? This would be a great weekend to go get a pumpkin. It's Halloween's coming, and where better to go than PJ's Pumpkin Patch? Come join them and pick your own fall pumpkin or squash decor right off the vine. They are down just on Fern Bluff Road here, Monroe address, but probably between Monroe and
Look for the
Snohomish.
big orange pumpkin sign on Fern Bluff Road in Monroe.
There you go. PJ's Pumpkin Patch, your spot to get the great pumpkin. All right.
Well, we got our second Windmill Espresso kickoff coming up.
Yes, we do. So 8 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first. Knights score first and now lead this game 6-0 over the hometown Turks. And the kick is kind of a short little poochy kick. Fielded there by the Turks, still on his feet, and hit from behind, knocked down just over the 30-yard line. Looks like it's going to be about the 34 where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Turks. So, yeah, coming into this game tonight, Brian, we got a couple of teams kind of in a different place. The Turks coming in at 2 wins and 3 losses. Won their first 2, lost their last 3 on a 3-game streak where they have not been successful. On the flip side, the opponent tonight, the Kings Knights, I've only played 4 games, but they are 4-0. So they have yet to lose, and some of the games that they have played have been pretty lopsided victories here. We'll share those with you in just a bit.
All right, here comes the sergeant, Tyler Sargent, brings the team out.
Do they call him Sarge for short? Or?
I do.
You do, yeah. Oh, it's batted down at the line there.
Number 84 for Kings on the bats that down. That is none other than, I don't have an 84 on my.
That's none other than, we don't know who that is.
I could have sworn
we don't have an 84 on our roster. We do apologize if the parents of number 84 are playing today.
Check the other roster to see if they.
Yeah, why did they give us like 3 different rosters, Brian? I don't know why that is. I hope they're all the same.
Well, they're not. But that's okay.
That's all right.
So
that's
my props to that young man. We're just going to call him outstanding 84.
Occupational hazard when we have inaccurate information, right? And on his feet,
Feltner. With the first down for the Turks.
Feltner running hard there, dodging traffic, and breaks up for a first down for the Turks. Moves the sticks. So as we said, coming into this game, looking at the Turks with a record of 2-3, they have scored 127 points, have given up 152 points so far this season. And the Knights, their opponents tonight, coming in with a 4-0 record, have scored 204 and given up 45. So again, like I said, they've had some pretty lopsided affairs for the Knights this season. And handoff up the middle, that's, I would say, probably no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10 still for the Turks.
Well, that was Feltner again on the.
So how many viewers are with us here tonight? Do we have a number on our viewership?
Well, we were at 45 there for a few minutes.
Oh, Skylar gives us the number there. Skylar's going to give us the number. 54. Thank you, Skylar,
for viewers.
for
Now make sure if you're watching on YouTube, go down and hit that super chat. See that money button down there? Anything helps. See if you can donate just a little bit. Every dollar helps for the Turks.
And pass out into the flat, but that didn't fool anybody there. So I think actually lost a couple of yards on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Turks. Going to bring up 3rd and about 13. 3rd and 13.
Looks like that was number 23 on the reception. None other than, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen these guys. That was Keegan Arnold on the reception there for the Turks.
All right, Turks, 3rd and 14 from their own 43. trailing 6-0 here early going in the first quarter. Handoff, sweep to the left, and no, that's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be 4th down.
Oh,
so it looks
Weston Galley, Mr. Everything on the end around there. Doesn't quite work out for the Turks, so I think we're going to be back to Adventures in Punting.
Adventures in Punting Part 2, the sequel.
Which with Weston Galley back there is not as adventuresome.
It's not as adventurous as in years past. At times, it has been very adventurous. It's been.
But if you're a fan of the NFL, you saw a. Oops.
Oh, boy.
That was actually hit at the line of scrimmage.
That was
actually blocked just a little bit. So
we almost could have reached out our window and caught that one.
So I take that back. We do have Adventures in Punting, and we might have gotten, see where they mark the ball.
Speaking of Adventures in Punting, did you happen to see the double punt that happened last night?
Yeah, I'm saying, I tell you what, that was a 63-yard punt. I'll take it. Thank you very much.
As he's running for his life to the left sideline and decides to kick it away. All right, change of possession. The ball is placed on the 45-yard line is where they deemed that it went out of bounds. So a net punt, not a great net punt there for Mr. Galley. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Thrown over the flat. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet. That's number 3. He's got one person to beat. Looks like he's heading up the sidelines, and he is going to score. So the Knights score again quickly.
Now that's Lucas Prendergast. He is a 6'3", 195-pound senior for
the Knights.
For the Knights.
And boy, he takes that shot out, that pass out in the flat, and boy, he was gone just down the sidelines. And wow, Brian, just that quick. Another 6 for the Knights.
They're going to line up, and they're going to kick the extra point here. Now, they missed the first one.
They did.
So I'll get the number of their kicker here for you, everybody here.
Yeah,
the name of the kicker.
Jersey is turned.
That's
number 14.
Number 14 is Carson Clowers.
And that one is good, and it now makes it 13-0.
Carson is a 6'4", 180-pound wide receiver, defensive back, and kicker.
There you go.
So,
Mr. Versatile.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things for their team. All right. So as we look down the scoreboard here tonight, we got a couple of other games going on in the Emerald Sound Conference. It's going to be Friday Harbor taking on South Whidbey tonight at South Whidbey. And then I think because it's an issue with the field availability, Granite Falls will be at Cedar Park Christian, but that will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have a feeling that's probably a field availability issue.
Because Cedar Park Christian does not have their own field.
Right.
And where is the game at? Did you recall?
It's at, quote-unquote, Cedar Park Christian, which is at, don't they do it at Juanita? Isn't that where they play their games?
They've played games at Juanita, Popkini Field. I mean, I remember playing, back in the 80s, we played Eastside Catholic at Memorial Stadium, and one time we played them at Renton Stadium.
Yeah. So I'm sure it's a field availability, whatever. That field is probably being used tonight, so that game will be tomorrow. And it's an onside kick, and it looks like, did it go 10 yards? I think it did. And wow, so the Knights kind of catch the Turks snapping there. I wouldn't have anticipated an onside kick.
So the Knights have the Turks by the throat, and they've decided to pour it on a little bit.
That caught me by a little bit of surprise. So, again, the Knights have shown that they've been able to score pretty easily thus far. And to see an onside kick, it was a little surprising, but be that as it may.
Well, you know what they say, you got to stop them.
You do?
But
it's all in the playbook.
Hashtag Turks first, and I might get myself in a little bit of trouble, but that's, that's just...
All right, 1st and 10 from the 45, the Turks 45. Oh, and that's short. That's very similar to the last play that they ran.
Well, they had...
But coming in, I was looking at some of these games, Brian, like South Whidbey at 3-2, Friday Harbor at 3-2, and those two teams have already played once this season. This is the second time they did a home and away series with
Friday
each other.
Harbor,
and South Whidbey.
And South Whidbey,
yeah,
okay.
They played up at Friday Harbor, and South Whidbey won that game back on the 3rd of September, 26-13. But they're returning the favor, and South Whidbey will be at home against Friday Harbor tonight. So, anyway. Second down and 10 for the Knights. 5 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first period. They lead the Turks 13-0 and have the ball. Man in motion going to his right. Handoff over the right side. Breaks to the first line. Number 82 still on his feet. And still on his feet. Wow, he's just...
Ball went
Ball
out.
pops loose.
The Turks might have
And the Turks got it.
Turks got onto it. The ball don't lie, guys.
There we go. So the Turks get a break.
So
When the Knights looked like they were going to be threatening again, and the Turks come up with the
82,
turnover.
Caden Geenley puts the ball on the ground. He's a 5'8", 145-pound sophomore.
All right. So the Turks get another opportunity and dodge a bullet there and get an opportunity to get the ball back and see what they can do, see if they can get some offense generated and move that ball down the field, eat up a little bit of this clock. Now 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining here in the first period, trailing 13-0.
Oh, and I don't see.
And here we go. All right. Oh, then we got a penalty flag.
I don't see the clock on the. I don't see the camera on the camera on the stream. Oh, there it is. We do.
Okay.
If you've noticed out there, we did make some improvements. So you asked for it, you got it. We do have a camera onto the scoreboard, so we don't, Dan. We don't need to give them the time and the score as often
we don't?
as we used to.
Okay. Well, that's.
You know what? It's a good idea.
Just
It
take-
actually gives us something to talk about.
Yeah, sometimes we need some material, because we ain't bringing a lot to the table. You and I just really aren't bringing a whole lot to the table here. So.
Well, you've done real well with your research tonight.
a little,
You've brought some stuff
just a tad.
Just some stuff.
Shotgun formation, handoff over the right tackle, and surging forward. I think that's Rodriguez. Hard to see from our vantage point here.
I believe that was Feltner on the.
Is it Feltner? Again, that's kind of the hardest spot for us to see is down on the west.
Feltner on that.
Down on the west end is kind of hard for us to see. Our vantage point, we're actually about on the 40-yard line.
I think we had a Turk penalty there because it was
Yeah.
1st and 15. So we must have had some kind of a. So you and I were completely oblivious to a false start or procedure penalty against
gosh.
the Turks.
Completely oblivious. That's never happened before, right?
Yeah.
Never. All right.
Well,
Second
welcome,
and
everybody. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. Even if you're not a Turk fan, we
That's
need
right.
all the likes we can get.
Sargent rolling to his right, throws caught by number 5, but tackled immediately there by a couple of the Knights.
Now, if we could only get the Seahawks to tackle people immediately after they catch the ball.
Yeah.
Did I go there?
You did go
sorry.
there.
I'm sorry.
You mean the team that held the other team to 3 points in the first half and then gave up like 365 yards passing in the second half?
Okay, let's go on to something else.
Yeah.
All right, so 3rd and 8 coming up for the Turks.
Are you pretty excited? Geno Smith, your starter, maybe for the next 6 weeks?
I'm just thrilled. I can't wait.
I thought he looked great his first drive, 98 yards.
And that last interception was not his fault.
No, it wasn't. Lockett stumbled, fell, was pushed, something, I don't know, but he didn't stand on his feet. Over to the right, and just through his hands. Intended receiver was Feltner, number 17, incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 8, so we're going to have Adventures in Punting, Part 3.
Part 3. And hey,
Part 3.
it is getting colder, everybody. So make sure you got moss on your roof? Make sure you contact Moss Defenders.
Yes.
They are a chemical-free, no pressure washer. They'll even clean your gutters while they're up there.
Rainy season is right around the corner.
Yeah, you need to have that
It's
taken
going to
care of.
happen. Oh,
There
that's
we
a
go.
nice punt there by Galley. Boy, it's got a wow, and it's taking a great Turk bounce. That's going to be inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. So excellent punt by Mr. Galley.
And Ripley's there to down it along with the enforcer, Chaz Bush.
And then, like I said, some of our other fine sponsors here, Envara Pharmacy. I recently used to get my prescriptions filled at Fred Meyer in Monroe. And that is just so inconvenient. And I moved to Envara. It's just so much more convenient. They're open 7 days a week. It makes it so much easier, so much more convenient to get your needs filled here in Sultan.
I've currently been getting my prescriptions in Monroe too.
You need to move them over to Envara.
And
They're
you know
awesome.
what? They every time I go in there, it's like, well, we're 4 or 5 days behind. So
Yeah.
and Envara won't be.
No, they won't. Yeah, they do a great job, and I've been really, really happy with the service that I've received from them. So, Envara Pharmacy, big thumbs up. All right, run up the middle. Here he's on his feet, tackled from behind number 85, and a host of Turks hanging on, but not after a long gain of about 20 yards. It's going to bring it out to the 40, 1st and 10
Hayden
for
Murphy,
the Knights.
6'3", 195 pounds, sophomore there to bring him down. Shout out to the Murphys watching in Oregon tonight. Good shout out to them.
And we want to recognize our production team tonight. Our executive producer is Brandy Forsyth. Our producer is Skylar Penner. Skylar's down here doing a great job for us. And our camera crew tonight, Ailey Howe, Yesenia Flores, and Andrew Turner.
Well, we can't do it without them.
That's right. All right, 1st and 10 for the Knights. Man in motion, number 25. Quarterback fakes the dive, still on his feet. Still on his feet. And throwing downfield, and that's incomplete. Wow, lost track of the ball there for a second. It was intended receiver was number 3, incomplete, out of bounds for the Knights. Let's bring up 2nd and 10. And you know who took the night off tonight?
Who took the night off tonight?
Executive producer extraordinaire Diamond Dave Moon.
Diamond Dave. Well, he doesn't need to be here.
He doesn't need to be. When we have this crack crew here, like I said, with Brandy and Skylar handling things, we don't need Diamond Dave Moon.
We have Skylar on the video board. And she's doing a
she's doing an
fantastic
awesome
job over there. And this is in the infancy of TurkPride.tv, we had one camera that followed the ball everywhere to go.
It's amazing if we would look at some of the footage from then versus now. Anyway,
back to pass.
Oh, that's a screen. Dumps it off. But read nicely by the Turks, and that really didn't. That actually is a loss of about a yard on that play. So
I believe Mr. Hayden Murphy was right there again to take.
Sniffed out nicely by the Turk defense there, Brian.
Yep, Hayden Murphy was right there to take him down. Sniffed out.
I heard Miss Fuller. She confirmed.
She confirmed it with me, but the PA announcer.
But the thing over there, she has a dedicated spotter that helps her. We don't have that. We got to do our own spotting. See, so.
Well, I can. We're in deep trouble. If that's
we're in deep trouble.
No, you know what? I certainly enjoy being here with you, Dan.
Oh, likewise, Brian. All right. 3rd and 11, so Turks need a stop here. They need a stop and need to get the ball back and get something going.
Oh, they had 12 people on the field in the huddle.
Handoff up the middle, delay. Oh, boy, it's a big hole, number 24. He's breaking to the left side, going down the field. He's got one man to beat. Number 5 taking pursuit, but it's going to be a touchdown. Wow, a 60-yard run from scrimmage for a touchdown for the Knights. And they now lead 19-0.
That's none other than number 24, Cutter Rolls, 6', 205-pound junior for the Knights.
All right. Well, the Knights have shown that they can score quickly and in bunches thus far, Brian.
Yeah.
So the Turks got to, I think the only way that you can try to slow something like down is just get a sustained drive, try to break that momentum a little bit, eat up some time on the clock, and march your way down the field and see if you can get up the scoreboard.
Look over there. It's not like the Turks have a whole lot of subs.
No, they don't. Kick is up and is good, and that makes it now 20-0. 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. All right, and like I said, the other game, because of field availability, is Granite Falls, surprising, coming in at 3-1, taking on Cedar Park. Cedar Park, to me, has been probably the most surprising. They're coming in.
Well, they lost. I believe they went over and lost to, was it Kashmir?
They're 0-5 this season, and their losses have been lopsided. They have been really lopsided.
Kashmir.
No, I'm talking about Cedar Park.
Cedar Park
is 0-5 so far this season. To me, that's probably the biggest surprise in the Emerald Conference. Emerald Sound Conference is because they have had a good squad over the last couple of years, and boy, they just must have lost a lot of talent because looking at their record, not only have they not won a game, but they haven't really even been close. Their games have been very lopsided.
Now we get them here next week, don't we?
We get them in a couple of weeks. Let's look forward. I'll get that schedule. We'll look forward to that.
Well, we also have a South Whidbey game coming up here.
We do. South Whidbey's going to be homecoming. That'll be on the 22nd. So we are actually at Cedar Park, Brian. That is next week. We will be at Cedar Park next week. The following week, the 22nd, home for South Whidbey. That is homecoming. And then we will finish up the following week, the 29th, here home against the Port Townsend / Chimacum combined squad of East Jefferson County. All right. The Knights lining up for another kickoff.
All right.
Another Windmill Espresso kickoff. Windmill Espresso is getting bonus coverage tonight.
You betcha. You can't miss them. They're on the east side of town.
Yeah.
It's underneath a big windmill.
Dave Moon is their a lot. I see him every morning. He's there.
I hear he's got payroll deduct that goes right into
I
it.
think he should have. He should have. Kick is up. It's going to be to Feltner again. That's the third time he's fielded the ball in that same exact location. He's still scrambling on his feet and finally dragged down by about 3 or 4 of the Knights. The Knights again tonight in their all white jerseys, white pants, white helmets with the red numerals, and the Turks, of course,
well, the Turks
in the dark
have got the Turks have got to slow this thing down.
Get a sustained drive. Just eat up some clock. Get a sustained drive.
But
slow
when
the
you're in a
pace
game,
down.
when you're in a game like this, you go out and you just execute it one play at a time.
Yeah, all they can do right now is try to slow the momentum down, get some time of possession, get a score, try to settle break this momentum that the Knights have going right now, because they have scored quickly on their 3 possessions that they have had thus far tonight. 1st and 10 for the Turks at their own 35. Sargent in shotgun formation, man in motion to the right, rolling to his right, and pass is caught. Ooh, wow. I'm not sure if that's I think that's an incomplete pass.
That's going to be an incomplete pass, I believe.
Rodriguez just took a shot. I mean, just as the ball got to him, the defensive back came up and just laid a shot on him, and the ball popped loose. But I believe that is
they're going to call that a
catch and a fumble.
A catch and a fumble.
Wow, that to me looked like an incomplete pass.
Where is my red flag? Oh wait, I don't get one up here.
Boy, I don't know. I guess it's a moot point because the Turks retained possession.
Once again, call me Homer.
Don't. We did. That's why I had you apologize in advance before the broadcast.
You know what?
I knew it was going to happen at some point.
We have some really good players over on the Kings Knights that are probably going to be playing some D1.
And there we go.
So, they're fun. They're fun to watch and they're exciting. Just not on my home field. That's Keegan Almold with the catch for there. And third down coming up. I'd really like to see him put Feltner on a wide receiver position and see if we can just huck it as far as you can and see what happens.
All right. 40 seconds.
So that was the kicker on the defense on that for...
Was it Ventures in...
Like I said, Carson Clowers on the stop on that.
And it's 4th and...
Number 82.
6.
Caden Keenely is way back in the...
Way back time machine there, right?
Yep.
All right. And I want to take this opportunity again to recognize some of our fine sponsors here. Sultan Pharmacy, Startup Events Center as well, too. Brand new sponsor here, and we welcome and appreciate them. Mountain View Diner and Sultan High School Pep Club, along with, obviously, Vic's Burger Shack that you mentioned earlier.
Nothing better than watching TurkPride.tv on your 65-inch
Yeah, did you get that also too?
Yeah,
Diamond
I did.
Dave Moon, he's gloating. He's at home in his lazy boy watching
for
the 65-inch TV.
those of you who don't know who Diamond Dave is the heart and soul of TurkPride.tv. He is the brains behind all of this.
Well, it certainly isn't you and I.
No, absolutely
not. No.
And
But anyway, no, Dave's a great guy. Everybody loves Dave, and he's a hard worker, and this thing was his baby from the get-go, and here we are 10 years later or whatever.
10-plus years later.
It's just, like I said, it would be interesting to go back and look at some of our production work from 10 years ago versus today. It's probably like complete night and day. We've just really
you never know.
And
there might be some scouts watching tonight with some of the athletes that are out there. Maybe you and I will get discovered.
Wow, we could be maybe on ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Well,
are we going to be on the Ocho?
I know. Well,
Extreme Sports Network. All right.
Adventures in Punting coming up right now.
There we go. All right, we're on our way to the second quarter. 4th and 8, Adventures in Punting, Part 4. Galley back, and that one's high, but much shorter than the last one. And he's not going to get that nice
roll.
Take
a Knights bounce there.
Yeah, he got a nice sweet roll last time, line. But not that time. All right, and so the Knights will have their next possession. Dave Moon. What are we going to do with you? We're trying to work here, Dave. Okay, and you keep sending us all these texts and stuff. We're trying to work here.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian's trying to earn his bloated salary that we pay him.
0 times 0 is still 0.
All right.
All right. So
1st and 10 from the 45.
Yeah, 20, and with a lopsided score for the Kings Knights.
All right. Knights come up to the line of scrimmage. Split backs. One wide receiver to the right, one to the left. Shotgun formation. Receiver comes in motion. Handoff up the middle. Fullback and plunges forward. Looks like it's going to be about a 7-yard gain.
Rodriguez trips him up.
I think it's going to bring up about 2nd and about 2, along 2 or 3.
That looks like number 6 was on the run for there. That is Cody Kramer, a 6'3", 150-pound. Oh, anyway.
All right. We've got 2 wide receivers left, one in the slot, one wide, one to the right. Split backs. And a quarterback in shotgun formation.
Actually, that was Chris Newton.
And that's over into the
That was
flat.
Chris Newton was the running back on that.
Okay, and off of the flat, and he comes forward. He's going to have just enough for a first down. That's going to move the sticks for the Knights.
So you may make sure I give credit where credit's due. On that last run, that was Chris Newton. He is a 5'10", 185-pound senior.
There you go.
Yeah. Who
keep me honest here.
Well,
appreciate that, big guy. All right, first down for the Knights.
Well, when the games get a little lopsided like this, we just got to talk about the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got to talk about the sputters.
From Ridgefield High School?
Ridgefield High School.
From Ridgefield High School. Yeah. You didn't think I knew that, did you?
Yeah, you did.
Handoff off the left side, number 24, cutting back, but hit there by the Turks after a short gain of about 3 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Cutter rolls again on the run for. I'm hearing we are at 77 viewers. Welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome. Whether you are Turk fans or whether you are Knight fans, all are welcome here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics.
You betcha.
There was a little delay in that response, Brian. There was just the pause, that pregnant pause there, I noticed. But anyway, welcome. All are welcome here. All right. Split back formation, handoff to number 6. He goes over the right side, breaks past the first line, still on his feet, into the secondary, and brought down. Just a touchdown saving tackle there by the Turks.
Chris Newton again, a 5'10", 185-pound senior. My goodness, that is a load.
That is a load.
That is a load.
Yeah, that's a load. You know. The Knights have shown that they're able to score in lots of different ways. We want to remind you also, too, to hit that subscribe button. That really does help us here in getting viewers and with the analytics and statistics with Google and YouTube and all that sort of good stuff. I don't understand all that. Dave understands it all, but just,
Super chat.
Hit subscribe.
Go on Google. You're on YouTube. Go down, hit that
penalty flag.
Super chat. Hit that little thing down there where you type in and make sure you hit that and donate to TurkPride.tv. Because we currently, football, we hold the highest amount of dollars on any broadcast, almost $300 on a broadcast.
I've heard that we might be raffling off a lunch with Coach Brian Atkinson. Is that?
No, I'm not doing that anymore. We broke the internet when I offered that.
Yeah, I know. It's just you did. I mean, you could. And you could tell everybody about the time you scored 4 touchdowns in one game.
No, it didn't happen. But, Dan, we've been doing this for almost 12 years now.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
We love it. We love it. We come here, and, we're here to support our Turks. But, we're here to support the other kids, too, when they provide us with rosters. That's always nice to have.
It is nice to have. All right. Brian, it said the scoreboard said it was 1st and 14 from the 14.
It's 1st and goal now. I mean,
okay, yeah,
we've had a couple of
penalties. Confusing there.
We've had a couple of penalties.
1st and goal from the 9
First
now.
and goal from the 9.
1st and goal from the 9.
Looks like the Turks were offside on that last one.
Yeah, the last one, the scoreboard said 1st and 14. But 1st and goal from the 9, so that makes a little bit more sense. Double reverse. Oh, and he's wide open. Oh, he's got one man to beat, but cuts back nicely and scores.
Dead leg move at the...
Feltner had a chance, but he bit on the juke, and the runner was able to get into the end zone.
Maddox
Untouched.
Boyce, 5'9", 155-pound junior for the Knights on the score. So here we go.
All right. And that makes the score 27-0 here, 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter, with the Knights firmly in command here early on in this game.
Well, I think Jim Sapiro is the head coach for the Knights.
Been the coach for
He's been the
ever.
coach since I can remember.
Yeah. That does say a lot. When you have, and again, this is nothing against, anybody else, but when you do have that continuity of a coach that has been with the system for so long, it really does help.
Well, it was just, and it was just a couple of years ago. The Turks went down to Kings and beat Kings at Kings. It was just a couple of years ago.
And Kings is, they've come out of a down. They were, way up there, and then they did have a down spot for a few years there, where the program struggled a little bit, basketball, football. And now they appear to be kind of back on the upswing again. So
home of the Cody Kispert of Gonzaga fame is from Kings. You and I did we did at least 4 of his games. When he was playing at Kings.
And the kick is up, and it's a good kickoff. That's going to go well over their heads and into the end zone for a touchback. So the Turks are going to begin on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. All right, well, we'd like to give a shout-out, I believe. Last I saw, Skylar, where are we at with viewers? I heard 77, is that right? Oh, she's not.
Skylar, how are we doing on our viewers?
How are we at on viewer
77 last
stats?
time I checked.
Okay, she's going to check for us here. 70, all right. Well, we do appreciate all 70 that are out there spending some time with us this evening on a lovely evening for football. It's crisp, cool, no rain, perfect football weather tonight. And we appreciate you spending time with here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Friday night lights, shotgun formation, sergeant handoff up the middle, and met almost immediately there by several members of the interior line for the Knights.
Was that number 85, Hayden Murphy?
Gain of about a half a yard.
Hayden Murphy gets the handoff and takes it up the middle for a yard.
All right, so it's going to bring up 2nd and about 9. I would say a long 9. Handoff, left
Hayden
side.
Murphy again.
Oh, that looks like a face mask, Brian.
Hayden Murphy.
Murphy.
Takes it for 7. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 2
I
coming
saw
up.
Murphy's head, though, kind of, do that quick kind of jerk back. Like I think there was a face mask penalty that might have got missed. It wasn't one of a deliberate kind, just one of those inadvertent ones, but I think may have missed a face masking penalty there.
Well, look at that. Mr. 85, Hayden Murphy in the backfield.
3rd and 3 for the Turks. Shotgun formation, handoff. Oh, and
he's going to get
stopped. Murphy got stopped that time short, so it's going to bring up 4th down for the Turks. It's going to be 4th and about.
Looks like we're going to lose 2. A couple yards.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be 4th and.
Well, they didn't move. They didn't move it too much.
Yeah,
so.
I guess no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 2, pretty deep in their own end. So
Adventures in punting coming up.
Adventures in Punting, Part
But like
5.
I said,
Part 5.
it's not Adventures in Punting.
It isn't really, no.
With Weston back there.
Galley's done a nice job. Like I said, one of his kicks was just a boomer. Last one was a little bit short. Didn't get a very good roll.
That's what we're
good.
looking for, even though it's going to be fielded at the 40.
It's fielded and
Ripley
misses the tackle. Ripley was there but missed, and he's still on his feet and out of bounds. And Knights are going to start with good field position inside, starting at about the Turks' 41-yard line. 1st and 10. 7 minutes, right at 7 minutes exactly, remaining in the second quarter. So as we had said earlier, we've got other action going on here in the Emerald Sound Conference tonight. Really, the only other game is a non-conference, actually, which is going to be Friday Harbor, is visiting South Whitby. Those two teams have played each other earlier in the season. Both teams coming in with a 3-2 record, but South Whitby was victorious up at Friday Harbor earlier back in early September on the 3rd by a score of 26-13. Those teams are going at it again tonight. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, yes, 1 o'clock tomorrow, a Saturday, Granite Falls, the Tigers will be visiting the Cedar Park Christian Eagles. Granite Falls coming in with a record of 3-1, and Cedar Park looking to get on the right side of the ledger with a record of 0-5. All right, first down for the Knights, shotgun formation, pass over caught, and tackled immediately there by the Turks after a gain of about 7 yards. Going to bring up about second and about a long 3, maybe 4.
Well, I did sneak into the live chat, and we've got.
You did? Oh.
We've got.
I thought we cut you off from the live chat. I thought.
Well.
Oh. And that's going to be a first down for the Knights.
That's number 13 on that.
Now I'm wondering, Brian, do you see anything from a
Weston Campbell?
Do you see anything from a young gentleman that currently is residing in Lander, Wyoming?
I do not.
Oh, you do not?
Anything in the live chat from Lander,
Nothing
Wyoming.
from Lander, Wyoming. My son's currently in Lander, Wyoming.
Back to pass. Oh, that's a nice throw and catch there.
That is a nice throw and catch.
So we've got Victor Maley from Greetings from Spokane, Washington. Go Knights, class of 1973. Welcome to the broadcast, Victor.
Yes.
We've got Priscilla Wood. She's watching from Kings High. Thanks to Sultan for broadcasting your games. She even gets reminders, so she's hit that subscribe
now
button.
That's what we like.
You
it's a
betcha.
visiting fan that hit our subscribe. Back to pass, pressure, rolls to his left, up throws in the corner of the end zone.
That's going to be a catch.
That is going to be a catch. I think he got his feet down. Touchdown, yes, the back judge signals such a nice job of knowing where he was at by that young man, number 13, the receiver for the Knights.
That's Weston Campbell. He is a
Campbell.
5'9", 150-pound junior for the
Knights.
For the Knights, yeah.
Yeah, nice catch by that young man. Really good awareness and knowing where his feet were back there in the corner of the end zone, getting both feet down for the reception and the score. Now makes the score temporarily 33-0 Knights with the PAT upcoming.
We do have a shout out from Klamath Falls, Oregon. Carolee Murphy's watching. Go Hayden Murphy.
Good. All right, 34-0. Turks having a rough time of it tonight, just getting anything started. But more so than that, just kind of from the defensive standpoint, trying to find an answer, trying to find a way to stop this multifaceted attack that the Knights are showing here tonight, where they've run it on the ground, they've thrown it through the air. They've been successful basically on whatever they've tried, whether it's running the ball, throwing the ball, and the score reflects that right now, Brian. So.
Yeah, I don't got anything to say there. I don't got much, but welcome everybody. We're #Turks First.
#Turks First. I see you're wearing a Husky polo.
Yes, I am.
How did you? Any comments about the Beavs? The game against the Beavs.
I'm not making any comments.
No comments about the Beavs.
I'm not making any comments. That's
Do you know? I heard for the first time in Pac-12 history, the Oregon State Beavers are in first place in the North Division. Never has happened before, ever. The Beavs. Kick is up. That's a nice kick there by the Knights. Oh, and he touched it.
Pick that up.
Ripley touched it. He's got to get on that one, and he's recovered it. Back on his feet, moving forward, and tackled. It's going to be at about the 16, 17-yard line. Brian, did you ever think in your lifetime you would say the Oregon State Beavers are in first place?
Oh, I never. When I was really young, and this puts me in the 70s and early 80s. Oregon State. And
You're 70? You look great for 70.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oregon
70.
State, and Oregon were the virtual doormats of the Pac-12.
They were.
Pac-10 back then.
Oregon was, they were horrible.
And
just horrible.
And every once in a while, Oregon State would come up and have a good team. The Dennis Erickson years and things like that.
Well,
but
and then Oregon found a gentleman named Phil Knight with Nike, then kind of ignited that program a little bit. Also,
ignited.
Too.
I really like the way you said that.
Kind of invigorated that program.
It helps when you have wealthy dollars and you're able to have 20 different uniforms.
20 different unis and silver helmets and neon jerseys and all kinds of cool stuff. Ripley gets the pass. Complete, still on his feet. Nice move there.
That's a
and
good
he's
move.
going to fight forward.
It's a good move.
Good job by Ripley. That's a nice gain on first down.
Tyler Sargent is a good high school quarterback.
He's done very. He's kept his composure. I like that he doesn't seem to get rattled out there.
While I love to watch him play basketball, I love to watch him play quarterback. And I haven't had a chance to see the baseball team in a while, but hopefully I'll be able to join you for some games this year.
Well, I hope so. Baseball, I'm having to carry the load all by myself here. I need you. Hand off. Rodriguez still on his feet. Nice play
run by Rodriguez.
Nice
good for
run.
about 10, 11 yards.
That's what we need. We just need to get a little, just eat up some time, break down some of this momentum that the Knights are getting. Because what's happening, Brian, is we're getting 4 and out. And the Knights are getting the ball back so quickly. It's just they're just in this rhythm, and you got to try to break that rhythm.
The best way to keep the other team from scoring is to not let them have the ball. Time of possession is one of the keys. I wish the Seahawks would learn about that.
That's almost like a Ron Fairleyism, the team that has the most points is going to win, type of stuff. But,
I'm going to give you one of these.
For the Ron Fairleyism? Is that what you're saying? All right. Man in motion. Sargent rolls to his left.
Oh, nice.
He
the ball came out.
Oh. Oh, goodness. What started with such promise turned it into a turnover.
That was such a nice catch, too.
Had the catch, started to take a couple steps forward, lost control of the ball, and the Knights were there to fall on it.
And
turnover.
It was a one-handed catch.
It was. It was a good-looking catch. It was a good-looking catch, and he started to take off before he had the ball under control, and it popped loose.
Well, the Kings Knights don't need any extra help.
No, I think they're doing just fine without any extra help. But we're going to be at 34-0 right now. 4 minutes, just about 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. For those of you that joined us, it's been all Kings thus far. They have scored in various ways, and from long distance, a 60-yard run, 40-yard pass, some long scoring plays thus far. So they have been very explosive. 3 receivers to the left. Out there, number 25 with the reception, breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Breaks loose. He's going to cut back one more time. Still on his feet.
Chaz Bush got him by the jersey there and finally ended up taking him down.
Wow. He just did not want to go down, Brian.
Yeah,
he just battling.
He must have broke 6 or 7 tackles to get down there to where he was.
Yeah. So big gain for the Knights. It's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 7. And here they are knocking on the door one more time, Brian. I haven't heard anything from executive producer in exile, Diamond Dave Moon. He must have maybe fell asleep. Maybe we bored him to death or something. He fell asleep. You think, Brian? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. And we got timeout King. So with 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Okay, so important question for you here with 3:31 left to go.
Yes.
Why did the art thief's vehicle run out of fuel?
I don't know.
He had no Monet to buy Degas to make the Van Gogh.
You better, your rim shot. Yeah, get your rim shot going there. That's good. Don't give up your day job, all right?
I wish this was my day job.
Well, with your lucrative contract, you could probably quit your day job, couldn't you?
0 times 0 is still 0.
Brian, you keep using that. I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. They really do. I mean, is there any truth to the fact that the reason we don't have electricity in the new palatial studios is your contract? Would you like to comment on that? that due to your contract, we can't afford to put electricity in here.
Well, I heard they were going to make me a room downstairs. I don't know, but
You're going to sleep with a little cot down there, a little couch, a little futon or something like that?
So just for anybody out there, and we've got 70-plus viewers, right now, we are big Sultan Turk fans.
Yes, we are.
And this is
our kids went through the programs. We were parents and the whole 9 yards.
And this is this is painful for us to watch. Mm-hmm. We want our kids to do well. We want our kids to win.
Yep.
And at the same time, we also understand that you love your kids and you want your kids to win too.
First and goal, and they are in for a score. Number 5.
Number 5. That's Cody Kramer again.
Cody Kramer, nice run there for that young man. And he is in for a score, and we are now at 44-0 for the Knights.
Yes, I pulled a dad joke out of nowhere. It happens. It happens occasionally. Man.
Just keeping you in line is a full-time job, If anybody should be getting paid, it should be me having to keep you in line. It really should. All right. PAT attempt here by the Knights.
So here after the kick, we'll talk about, I believe it is it 40 points?
I believe so.
Is it 40 points in high school where the clock starts to run?
Let's touch base on that. Now, I'm not sure, does that have to be in the second half or at any point?
Well, we'll find
I guess we'll find out soon.
We've reached the point where we might be looking at a running clock in the second half.
Or even, we've got 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, but I pretty much think that, yes, for those of you that may not know what we're talking about, when the point differential becomes 40 points or greater, which right now it is 41 points, the clock changes to a running clock, other than a timeout. I think you can call a timeout, but it is a running clock.
It is a running clock, so we're probably looking at a running clock here in the second half.
If not sooner. It may start actually with this kickoff. We'll find out here. We'll keep an eye on the scoreboard and see if the clock does not stop in between plays, and we'll inform you accordingly. So anyway, kickoff formation, Knights.
So we got to see something really cool tonight. Hayden Murphy in the backfield.
We did,
running back.
And I'm glad that his grandfolks that are in Oregon. Is that right?
His grandparents down in Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Wonderful.
Are watching. They've got to see his.
There we go. Nice return there. Feltner still on his feet. And nice return out past the 40-yard line for the Turks. Going to be 1st and 10. So they got a great starting field position. Brian, it's funny you should mention that the Murphys that are down in Southern Oregon, obviously, you can't drive up to watch your grandchild play from Southern Oregon to Sultan. But in my mind, when my son was going, through the program and your kids are going through the program, it gave relatives an opportunity to see their grandkids or their nieces or their nephews where they otherwise wouldn't have had that opportunity. And I think in my mind, that's the biggest thing that we can give is that ability for families to stay connected.
Well, we pull families across.
Yeah,
families together across the world.
It's awesome
through broadcasting.
Yep. I know when my son Matthew was going, we had relatives in California, in Arizona. Sargent back to pass. Oh, and just off the fingertips, incomplete. But I think that's something that we really. I think that's the biggest benefit that we provide is that ability for families to stay connected to their grandchildren or their nieces and nephews when they can't be there in person. I just think that's something we take very seriously, and we're certainly glad that people take advantage of that and enjoy that opportunity. So anyway, incomplete. So Brian, I think it's going to be the second half because I do not see the clock running currently. The clock is stopped, so I think it's going to be the second half when the running clock will occur, unless the Turks can score. If the Turks can score and get it under 40, we won't have a running clock.
I don't want a running clock.
I don't want a running clock either.
They're going to run that same play again. Oh! And almost
intercepted. Almost intercepted.
So,
you know who else doesn't? Wait, before you throw that, you know who else doesn't want it to be a running clock? Our wives, because that means we're going to come home earlier. They would like us to stay away, stay gone.
Right? I have to.
Our wives are like, please, don't let it be a running clock, please. This is their evening. They can just enjoy.
No running clock. No running clock.
Piece of clock. Piece of quiet.
Running clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife said she was going to catch up on Grey's Anatomy tonight, so she doesn't want me coming home early and interrupting that time. Anyway, shotgun formation, Sergeant. Handoff. That's looks like a double handoff there. Yep. All right, and a short gain for the Turks.
Yeah, we have Weston Galley on the
Galley.
Route, but fourth down coming up. And at this point in the game, I know they're going to go adventures in punting here, but you know what?
Do you want to do adventures in punting?
I don't want to do adventures in punting.
It's Mr. Galley. It won't be adventures in punting. It'll just be a punt.
I just don't want to give him the ball back.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I want to run time off the clock and not give him the ball back.
I think the Turks have had.
I know it's coaching. If I was coaching, I'd have punted there too.
Kick is up high, not terribly long, and it's going to be about the 43-yard line. Looks like for the Knights.
So we get what a gain of 15,
net of 15
on that, and they're going to take the ball. And what's the difference?
No. Just settle down, big guy. You take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You're getting worked up.
Yes, I am.
You're getting worked up over there.
It's only because I like my Turks.
Yes, it is. You're very passionate. You're a very passionate fan, and we appreciate that. We love that about you.
Yeah.
We really do.
Well, at least somebody loves me.
All right, 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here before halftime, and Knights with another opportunity. I have to think, Brian, we're going to see some different numbers out on the field for the Knights in the second half, that they're going to give some of their younger players some opportunities, I would think. But as of yet, still going with the starting lineup.
They do have to worry about the JV games on Monday.
That's true.
I think our JV goes to Kings next Monday.
I think that is right. I was talking to Mr. Sifferman. He mentioned that.
So they go to Kings. So no JV game, no broadcast on Monday.
What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with yourself?
Unless the Knights want to invite me over to broadcast the game, I'll come over and do it.
Yeah, take it on the road, huh?
I'll take it on the road.
Take it on the road. We have talked about that before and going on the road. Diamond Dave Moon, we talked with him about that years ago, getting a little school bus and going on the road, mobile studio, the whole 9 yards.
Wouldn't be the first time I would broadcast something over at Kings.
And nice defense.
That's just perfect.
Yeah, Galley played that perfectly.
Weston played that. You know what? He played the ball. And it's kind of funny. I was coming in today, and I was talking to Weston's dad coming in. We actually spent more of our time talking about Landon than we did Weston. Landon's our JV corner, but he talked to me. We talked a little bit about corner play, and he says, "Look, you're too small to play the man. You got to play the ball."
Yeah, he did a great job there. That was just kind of the quarterback kind of lofted that one up there, and he did a nice job in playing the ball and not getting a pass interference penalty.
Please tell me Weston's a sophomore, right? Please tell me Weston's a sophomore.
131.
He is a
quarterback.
junior.
That's going to be a screen pass. And, oh, boy, he's wide open. Everybody bid on that one. And he's running down the line. Number 24,
down.
one to beat.
And number 24.
And Galley knocked him out of bounds, saving the touchdown. So going to be out of bounds. 1:21 remaining in the first half. And the Knights are knocking on
none other than Cutter Rolls.
Cutter Rolls.
Cutter Rolls.
Gotta like that name. I like that name.
Well, from the Turk perspective, maybe not so much.
Not so much, but it's a great football name.
Yeah,
it's a great football name.
We had a South Woodby JV player over here by the name a couple weeks ago by the name of Smokey McClure.
Really?
He was fantastic. Of course, Turks won. So just so you know.
And throw over in the corner, the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, nice defense played over there by Keegan Amold, I believe.
Now, I was watching this. Speaking of cool names, I don't get to watch college football that much, but I watched the game a few weeks ago. Do you know the name of the Oklahoma quarterback?
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler.
I love that.
That is a cool name.
I love that.
Really cool name.
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler.
Heisman Trophy winner, Spencer Rattler.
That's just got. Yeah, there's certain games that are just really cool.
Yeah,
That's a cool name. All right, minute 15 remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Knights from the 15-yard line. So they still can technically get a first down before the touchdown. Handoff, number 24, the right side, still on his feet, cutting back, and he is in to score.
Cutter rolls.
Cutter rolls. That's not a good thing when we're getting to where we've memorized some of the names of the other players.
No.
Because that means they've done good things
Well,
when
we started this journey 11, 12 years ago, I used to try to figure out all the other kids' names and numbers. And one day I just woke up and says, you know what? I struggle to get the roster sometimes. You know what? I know my kids. And if one of the other players does something really good, I'll take a roster. I'll talk about them if I got a roster. But I just don't try that hard. And these guys have been impressive today, and
they have.
I suspect they're going to have a deep run into the state playoffs this year.
Yeah, I've been very impressed. The Knights have been very impressed. As I looked, Brian, as you look at the scores of their other games, let's just kind of look at some of their other scores, their other games that they have played. And you look at this, and you're like, okay, well, is it the quality of the opponent that they played, or are they just really that good? As you look at some of these scores, Cascade of Leavenworth win 49-12. Clahoya won 63-0. Nooksack Valley won. Now Nooksack Valley put up a pretty good battle, 44-20. When they played against Nooksack.
Nooksack usually has a very decent team out of the Northwest Conference.
Cascade Christian, their most recent game, 48-12. So they've had some pretty lopsided victories, but
they haven't really played any.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it the quality of the opponent, or are they really that good?
They haven't played the O'Days of the world. And,
no.
O'Days or Eastside Catholic or any of those teams, and.
Well, we've talked about that. This is not a new topic, and we'll get back to the action here right now first, because we'll have plenty of time to talk about things. But
you think we're going to do another onside kick?
Boy, I don't think so. We're going to kick it away here. Here we go. And
you let that go. Let that go. Nope, he's going to have to take it out. It died
yeah, it did really just die on about the 2-yard line. Feltner's still on his feet. Nice run. And he's going to take it out over the 30-yard line to about the 33, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Turks. We've talked about this a little bit before, Brian, as far as the private schools. And the interesting thing with the private schools is by enrollment numbers, there'd be like a 1A classification. But talent-wise, they can almost be like a 2A classification because of the quality of the athletes that they have on their squad. So they really can create a unique challenge for smaller traditional schools, public schools, in that size-wise, yes, they are comparable, but sometimes talent-wise, it is a little bit of a disparity. And off of the right, number 21 still on his feet, and then hit.
Yvonne Rodriguez.
Rodriguez hit and dropped. So, Brian, have we ever, when we were in that first game against Evergreen, Feltner's name, we called his name over and over and over, and we just haven't seen him running the ball consistently. Have you got any idea as far as why that might be? Why did they go away from, Rodriguez is getting the lion's share of the carries as opposed to that? All right, Rodriguez, another carry. So 20 seconds remaining until halftime.
Feltner in the backfield.
There he is. Just talked about that young man. Oh, yeah, we got encroachment on the defense.
Well, might give the Turks a first down here with 9 seconds
and
left to go.
And I think the Turks have had one thus far. Is that right? Is my recollection correct?
No, I think we've had 2.
Maybe 2. Okay. Well, there haven't been a lot.
That's the third.
That's the third one. Okay. Yes.
Look at that defensive line. The size of those guys. I mean,
yeah, they get good size. Good size.
They've got a Ben Dutton, a 6'3" junior. He's a 6'3", 220-pound, 230-pound quarterback defensive end.
Yep.
Feltner out of bounds. So another first down for the Turks.
Feltner running hard out there. 4 seconds on the clock. Turks trying to see if they can just scrape something, get on the board here in this first half. Something to build on halftime. So.
Well, Well, while we wait here, I got a couple.
And it's going to be the last play of the half. Handoff. Galley over the right side, but they play that well. And he's out of bounds as the clock strikes 0. So we find ourselves at halftime with the Turks on the short end of a 48-0 score. We'll be back with second half action here in just a bit. Brian, did you have something you wanted to
Well, I just want to say,
us?
you know what? I got Andy Sams on the broadcast.
Hey,
Welcome.
Andy, I remember Andy.
Andy Sam, he scored 4 touchdowns in one game.
Just like you.
No. And I just found out that the Murphys were here watching. Were here 3 weeks ago when Hayden scored one of his touchdowns over there in the corner of the end zone. They were actually here and got to watch it in person.
You know the nicest part about being here in person? You don't have to listen to us.
That's right. That's right.
That's the best part.
Andy Sam, always supporting the Turk Nation. Absolutely. Hashtag Turks first, Andy.
Yeah, Andy, good to hear from you.
I know he made his way up north, and hopefully get the chance to, if he comes into town, hopefully get a chance to catch up with him, see how things are going for him.
Yeah.
Loved watching him wrestle, loved watching him play football. He was a fine athlete here for the Turks.
He was.
But with that said,
let's just take a break.
We're gonna let you guys have a break from us while we go. 15 minutes till halftime.
They're saying that's the best thing we've said all night.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Take care. And we're back. I don't know. Are we back?
We are back.
Are we
everybody.
online? Or I don't know.
We are here.
We are here, and it's getting chilly out there. What's the temperature outside? It's feeling like fall out there, Brian.
Oh, let me
check
Alexa. What is the temperature outside? Oh, I don't have Alexa.
48 degrees is what my phone says here.
48.
Weather.com. All right. Well, for those of you,
when you're on a score,
Brian, do you want to
on the wrong end of the score like this? It
so
feels like
Brian,
2
how
degrees.
for those viewers that are just joining us, how would we encapsulate the first half? If you were just tuning in,
I don't know what you're talking about.
we got a pretty lopsided score.
We do. We do.
We do. And it's been. I mean, let's give credit. The Kings has done an excellent job. They've scored pretty much every way you can think of tonight.
So let's look silver linings here for just a few moments.
Let's do that.
You look at number 11. Jacob Hackett. I want to say. Looks like Jacob Hackett, a 6 foot, 135-pound sophomore, is lining up, and he'll probably be playing quarterback for the Knights in the second half.
I think you're going to see a lot of different numbers out there for the Knights.
So you know
the
guys, the kids for the Knights that came to this game that are not normally starters, and they're going to get some very much needed and very much desired
playing time
tonight.
Yeah, no, that's important.
So hooray! Good for you. I am so excited for you. Now, the Turks just need, you know what? You got to put 1 foot. The Turks just got to go out. You got to put 1 foot in another, and you got to just go out and compete.
Yeah, these games. It's tough when you come out in the second half and you know you're in a huge deficit. It's tough. It's tough to keep your chin up and be focused. But that's the challenge. That's what you got to do. I mean, these games they're 4 quarters long. You got to play all 4 quarters. And we'll just see how things go. But I do, as we said, I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of different substitutions going on for the Knights here in the second half with this sizable lead and giving some of the younger players some playing time.
Looks like number 37, Matthew Williams, who is a 5'9", 165-pound, 160-pound sophomore kicker, is warming up for the Knights.
Sophomore.
So you're going to see a lot. So they're probably at home watching it on demand. If I was a kid playing in a game and found out that I could go to YouTube and watch the route on, watch us beat another team by 48 points.
I thought that you were going to say that they could listen to you.
Well, no.
Instead of watch themselves. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So,
you were on a roll. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
You know what, guys? You guys, good luck for the rest. If you're here watching it on demand and you want to see it, good luck the rest of the season. And I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you in every game except for this one. Yeah.
So we'll just see how the Turks react. The Knights are going to get the ball first here in the third quarter. So the Turks are lining up to kick off, and we will be underway.
I do know that Sean Kramer, he made a comment. He says, thanks for broadcasting so he can watch his son from Kings playing while out of town. And his son, I would assume he is Cody Kramer, who is a wide receiver for the Knights and a defensive back.
And it's a short kick.
The Turks with the Turks with the onside kick,
trying to get an onside.
Second half.
But the Knights read it well and are going to start out in excellent field position. So again, yes, it looks like we've got quite a few Knight fans that are with us tonight. Is that Knight fans that are with us tonight? Sorry about that. That's kind of a bad pun.
Yeah.
Is that true, Brian? We're getting some.
I believe
awesome.
I believe so.
Welcome.
And and I've got to do my due diligence. Hit that subscribe.
Hit subscribe button. That's right.
Hit that subscribe button, and if you see that little money sign down there by where the chat is, Go down there, and if you could please donate something
Yeah,
to
we
TurkPride.tv.
yeah we
$5, $10.
Anything is appreciated.
$1. Anything is appreciated.
And did you say you're going to match all donations?
No,
100%?
absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you say that. But anyway,
Well, because I'm still the broadcaster that leads them with the most in one game.
yes, you are.
It's a record that will never be broken.
Yeah. All right.
And everybody out there needs to know that was over $300 in one game.
It was. Hand off to number 8 on the right side.
You were here for that.
I was,
You were
yes.
here for that.
That's Noah Newton is the running back on that particular play. Noah's a 6', 145-pound sophomore.
But they didn't put. Okay, so they're starting with the first team. They didn't make the changes that I thought they would make at halftime.
I think Mr. Newton that just ran the ball, those a sophomore. I think we've got some substitutions. We're starting to see some different players out there. But yes, under center number 10, Hayden Teeter, the senior who played in the entire first half, is still out there at quarterback here to start the second half. Handoff. And, red, nice. Oh, broke a tackle. And
That's going to come back. There's going to be a hold against.
I think, it's going to be a holding penalty, it looks like. That's the flag flew in about where you would typically expect those to be. So, again, to the Knights fans, again, we do appreciate you spending some time with us here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Hit that subscribe button.
Well, and
we'd love to keep bringing this stuff to you.
in middle school news, I do know that the Sultan Middle School football team.
Do you broadcast middle school games also too?
You know what? If I could be there by 3:30 to
you
broadcast,
I would do it.
I would
know
do
you
it.
Would. You would.
If I could be there by 3:30 to do it, I would make.
I know this man, and this man he is being truthful. He would do it if he could get there.
They have the Sultan Middle School football. They only have some promising 8th graders this year, and they have 30-plus kids out for the program. They lost a tight 20-14 game at Kings last Wednesday. I hear it was a great game, and it came down to the last play. So hopefully our young middle schoolers will taste the win in the win column next time around.
And Brian, a correction on that was a face masking penalty on the defense. Actually, it was not a hold on the offense. I thought I had saw a face masking, but yes, it indeed was a face masking penalty.
Well, I think they missed a holding penalty and it should have been offsetting.
Okay.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's Brian Atkinson. He loves our it's fumble and falling on it.
All right. So, well, on the 19th, we're hosting Kings at Sultan High School at 6:30 p.m.
There we go.
I wonder if I'll check with Dave and see if I can come do that for you guys. I would love to do a middle school game.
I think you would be awesome.
I would.
You would bring some energy and some excitement to that arena.
You know, and when I broadcast with you, it's really different because
Is that a good thing or a bad
thing? No,
thing?
it's a good thing.
It's a
because
good thing.
You keep me in check. When you're not here, I just bring the positivity.
Okay, there you go. Hand off and tackled almost immediately there by the Turks. Nice play.
That's Chris Newton again.
Newton, number 8, with the carry.
Oh, is it number 8?
Noah Newton, number 8.
Newton
Yes, 6'1", 145-pound sophomore. So sure we'll see Mr. Newton the next couple of years. Again, as this series goes back and forth, I guess we can expect the Turks to travel to North Seattle, to the Shoreline area next year, and have this game at Kings High School a year from now.
All I need is an internet connection and a place to broadcast.
I tell you, I'm Dave Moon. I'm surprised he hasn't made this happen in all these years. Pass. And caught on the far side. Turk game.
We do. Kings actually invites me every year when Kings hosts the All-State Senior Girls All-Star Game every year. And they have 3 games, 3 games highlighting the different high school seniors that.
So there's no
basketball.
Potential conflict of interest here going on with the Turks.
They invite me over, and I have a great time, and they even feed me pizza when I show up.
Wow!
So it's a lot of fun,
and for you, and they know. We'll watch this next play here. I got a good one to add on to your last comment.
Okay.
Shotgun formation, back to pass. Good protection, rolls to his right. Going to tuck and run. Oh, caught from behind. Oh, drug him down by his jersey. Nice tackle there by the
Number
Turks.
33 for the Turks.
I was just going to say, if there's
Jonathan Van Pelt into the game for the Turks there.
if there's an opportunity to watch sports, talk on air, and get fed, you and I are there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much. That's like a slam dunk right there.
That's
You need two big guys just to talk and eat pizza and watch football. We're your men. We are there.
We got a comment here from Hannah Newton. Thanks for broadcasting so that they can watch their brother from Kingsland College. Well, welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome. It's doing a nice job this evening. And
Then
again, I think we'll probably see a lot of the second-tier players for the Knights here in the second half. They'll be able to kind of give a lot of their players some playing time with this sizable lead that they have right now. 48-0. Kings on top of the hometown Turks.
And, wow, who was that masked man?
Oh, we got a little extracurricular activity going out there between
Chaz Bush, the enforcer, and Tyler Van Kirk out there having a little
extracurricular going on. Nobody got hurt. There's a little after the play, away from the play extracurricular.
Give a shout out
activity.
to Joshua Thompson, called away from Chesapeake. # Turk Nation.
There we go.
Luther Brewer, let's go Turks.
Wow.
You took my laptop away from me. I'm doing it on my phone.
Everybody. Yeah. See, we thought we'd cut you off, but you found another way. You're pretty tricky. It was Dave Moon's idea to cut you off. We had to cut you off.
Yeah, from my social media. That's a nice job, Van Pelt with the catch on that.
Yeah, scoots up
close to a first down, and that's going to be ended for a Turks first down.
Now, Brian, we did mention this before the halftime break. We'll mention to our fans that are maybe joining us right now. We do have a running clock going on. So we're actually less than 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. This time's going to go by very quickly. Other than a timeout, this clock will not stop. It's due to the 40-point or greater differential in the score is the reason that is occurring. So second half is going to go very quickly unless the Turks can get it down below 40 points.
Well, Mr. Sargent back in the shotgun. Do that play again. Now that time didn't.
That didn't fool anybody.
Didn't make anything happen.
No. All right. Just under 4 minutes. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Something funny there, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sargent shotgun formation. Throws over to the right. Caught. We got a flag in the
roughing
backfield.
The passer.
Oh,
there.
boy. Yeah, he sure did. He got hit hard. And Sargent is actually down on the field right now. He's slowly rolling over, but yeah. I did not see it, but you can definitely tell that's what happened. Sargent's very slow to get up. He is on his feet, though. That's a good sign. He is moving under his own power right now. But we are going to have a penalty assessed against the Knights for roughing the passer. So, Brian, we look forward on the schedule here. Next week, the Turks are away at Cedar Park. Cedar Park has got a game. Now, Cedar Park, I talked about earlier in the broadcast, has struggled mightily this season. Cedar Park is looking for their first victory. They're 0-5. They're going to play tomorrow against Granite Falls. Granite Falls coming into that game at 3-1, but the Eagles are 0-5. So that game is tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and that will be the Turks' opponent
because
next
that's
week.
a personal. I believe that was a personal foul penalty because they ended up taking the play rather than the penalty.
The play, there's the penalty, yeah. So Cedar Park Christian next Friday night. Turks heading to Bothell, Kirkland, Woodinville. I'm not sure exactly where the game's going to be played, but Feltner on his feet and after a short gain, but knocked back. And as we had said, Cedar Park doesn't have their own football field. They lease space from several different schools, so I'm not sure exactly where that game is taking place, but I know that they have done a lot of the games at Juanita High School.
At Juanita High School or Lake Washington.
Lake Washington, Juanita, Popkini, etc. So it'll be somewhere in that Woodinville, Kirkland, Bothell area.
Well, Pop
but that'll be
Caney,
next.
I barely even recognize it anymore. I mean, it was a grass field when I played on
They've
it.
really, they've. So that's going to be, and then the Turks will be back here 2 weeks from tonight, homecoming, 2 weeks from tonight against South Whidbey, against the Falcons of South Whidbey. And dropped. Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
That's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty as well.
That'll give the Turks a first down.
Yeah, that was not necessary. His
Kristen
forward
with a
progress
little
had been stopped.
Unnecessary roughness there.
Yeah.
It's getting a little,
It's getting a little chippy out there.
Yeah,
It's getting a little chippy.
It's getting a little chippy out there.
But the play was blown dead, and the defensive player continued to kind of try to throw him to the ground. So that was a unnecessary roughness call. Good call by the officiating staff. So again, 2 weeks from tonight, homecoming, and then the 29th, last game of the season, will be on the 29th against the combined team from Port Townsend, Chimicum, what they call East Jefferson. I think this year is what they're calling themselves.
Well, that'll be so. You and I get to be together twice more this year for
Two more
football.
times, the 22nd and the 29th, here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Oh, and down. Sergeant goes down.
Well,
Now, the 29th, that's going to be 2 nights.
Number 15 in there again on that stop. That's Ben Dutton, 6'3", 230-pound defensive end quarterback for the Knights.
Now, the 29th, that's 2 nights before Halloween. And sometimes our broadcasts can be a little scary. So that could, that could be very appropriate.
Well, it's appropriate.
That's very appropriate.
I hear they've been wanting to put our broadcast on the Shutter channel.
Oh, boy.
Boris Korloff ain't got nothing on us.
No way, man.
That's the end of the third quarter.
But I think that, And as you might say, end of the third quarter. Yep, running clock. It goes quick. 12 minutes. 12 minutes of running time. And so don't you go anywhere. We're going to be through this one fairly quickly. 12 minutes remaining on the clock here as the fourth quarter begins.
And we wouldn't be able to have any of this great equipment and cameras and all this stuff we have without our sponsors here at TurkPride.tv.
Yeah, let's
recognize them. And if you like the content, even if you don't like the content, please go in and go hit that money button and hit that super chat button and little $sign there at the bottom of your chat. And please donate to TurkPride.tv. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
Speaking of Halloween, this would be a great weekend to go out and get your pumpkins. Have your family get their pumpkins. PJ's Pumpkin Patch is where you need to go to get that there. On Ben Howard Road in Monroe, look for the signs along Highway 2. And PJ's Pumpkin Patch, again, your place to get that absolute best pumpkin you have ever seen in your life.
Yeah, they grow them good. They grow them good. They grow them big.
They do.
You could say they're gourd.
They're gourd. Where's the get the rim shot? You're missing your chances here. There we go. You're a little slow on the uptake, but that's all right.
Second and 15 coming up.
Second 15, beginning of the fourth.
Coming up for the Turks.
But also, the Sultan High School Fan Club, Windmill Espresso, also some of our premier sponsors.
Oh, it goes. Mr. Galley gets around to the outside.
Galley breaks loose. Good job for him. Gains of about 4, looks like, maybe.
It's too bad he didn't get a chance to just hit that up the middle, or go there. Now, you know what they tell you. You know what they say. A rolling stone grows no moss.
I've heard that saying before.
But your roofs do not move.
They don't.
They do not. So you need Moss Defender to get up there and clean that moss off your roof and clean your gutters.
And especially in our damp, wet climate, we have moss grows a lot. And then Sultan Pharmacy, again, has been in the valley forever. Great place as far as if you need pharmaceuticals and get your prescriptions filled at Sultan Pharmaceuticals.
And hey, if it's a Saturday morning and you need a good breakfast or even a Friday night dinner, Mountain View Diner and Gold Bar.
Next play, Sergeant back, throws the ball deep. Got a receiver open, and he makes the catch.
We hope.
I think.
First down for the Turks.
Yes, Turks are knocking on the door here. First and goal from the 9.
Who was that masked man on the reception? Aiden Murphy on the reception there for the Turks.
First down, first and goal from the 7 for the Turks. So they're trying to get on the board.
Once again, if I get the numbers wrong, it's because my spotter is not in my ear because I don't have one.
That's right.
Wait, we do have
But if we get a few more people to subscribe, maybe we could get a spotter.
or even donate.
Yeah, that'd even be better. Hand
There he
off.
goes. Feltner around the end.
Feltner.
Close to the touchdown.
No, he's short. Judge is right inside the 1 yard line. So we are knocking at the door. Be great to see the Turks get on the board here in this game.
On heaven's door.
Hi, 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 hi. Oh, very nice.
All right, Turks lining up.
For
Get that
second and
goose-
goal
second
from the
and
1.
goal coming up from the 1. Hopefully get that goose egg off the scoreboard. And then after this play, we'll talk about one of our new sponsors here on TurkBread.tv this week.
Ooh.
Be a good time to talk about him and introduce him.
There's Galley. He's in
Galley in.
for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Turks!
All right, so the Turks are on the board here.
And after that, he gets to go line up and kick the extra point.
Boy, how's that?
Mr. Everything.
Mr. Everything.
Weston Galley.
He runs, he kicks, he scores.
Oh, and now we got, oh boy, we got some laundry on the field.
He slices, he dices, he juliennes.
Excessive celebration?
I don't know.
Oh boy. I don't know what's going. What are we talking about? But it's clearly after the play. So
Let's see. We're waiting for the official designation here. The official fishing crew is all chatting about it here.
Unsportsmanlike
Yeah, it
conduct
looks
on
like
the Turks.
unsportsmanlike.
So it's going to probably move them back to a field goal here.
Yeah. Maybe a little excessive celebration or something there in the end zone, maybe. I don't know.
Well, so but when we set up for the kickoff, I'll talk about one of our new sponsors.
One of our new sponsors. Thought you were going to talk about your contract extension or something like that.
I've been extended for another year.
I know. That's amazing. Even though they don't pay us, they keep telling us to come back. That's just amazing to me that, we can't seem to get ourselves fired.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Marshall Buckman for his donation to TurkPride.tv. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. It'll go to a good cause to continue the work that we are doing here and bringing you this kind of programming.
I also want you to notice that, right around the time the donation came, the Turks scored. And
Kick is up.
Oh, it's going to be just wide. Oh, it's good.
It came in just inside the left.
Mr. Everything tucks it in on the left upright.
And the score, Sultan 7, Kings 48.
And as much as I like watching Weston Galley play football, I love watching them play basketball.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll get to see that coming up. Winter sports coming up here before you know it.
Yeah, I'll be back on the call for the boys basketball coming up this next year.
I think, I'm going to try to make it to some of those myself. So we'll get the hail, the gang's all back together again, right?
I'd love to do. I got to share the wealth. I want to do all of them, but I know I can't. So,
boy, he gets a little protective at times.
You bet.
I mean, that's why you're trying to ace this out of the. Now you're taking on the middle school stuff too. You see.
Yep. So I'm very much thankful to all of you out there.
Like I said, though, not as thankful as our wives are that it gets us out of the house on Friday nights. See, they're very thankful.
Oh, I missed it, but the Barkmans are watching. Derek Barkman from Nebraska.
From Nebraska,
and
in
they're
the house.
Part of the Bryan bunch in the house.
In the hitty hoo-ha house. There we go. All right, welcome.
No,
Wish we had a little bit better score to report for you tonight, but anyway, we appreciate all of you spending some time here with us tonight on TurkPride.tv.
And
your
Windmill
home
Espresso kickoff coming right up.
for all things Sultan Athletics. And Turks kicking off. Boom. And the kick deep. Fielded by number 12 for the Knights. Heads up toward the middle field, cutting back to the left, and dropped right at about, looks like about the 16, 17-yard line. No, over the 20-yard line, sorry.
Oh, another set of laundry on the floor, on the ground here. But our new sponsor here at TurkPride.tv, none other than the Startup Event Center.
Startup Event Center, yes.
Owen Kennedy, let's go, baby.
Brand new sponsor this week. Startup Event Center, I believe, is available for bookings now, I believe, for parties, weddings, wedding receptions, things like that.
That's good for your side business.
Hey, bring them on.
Yeah.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
And
So, yeah,
every
Startup
sight
Event
and
Center.
every sound.
Every side now, too.
Love is in
That
the
is
air.
that facility. You and I have lived in the valley long enough. That facility was just, the work that they have done to bring that facility back has just been amazing.
Well, it was ready to be condemned.
Yeah, it was.
It was needed all kinds of work, and
Yeah.
they redid the floors, they painted
Roof,
the building,
floors.
they redid the walls. It looks beautiful when you go inside.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has a small stage.
Yep.
You could have a wrestling match in there.
You could have a wrestling
could
match.
You could do a play. You could do.
Birthday parties, anniversaries, wedding receptions, you name it. It's a great venue right here locally in the valley to take care of those kind of needs.
If one of my daughters has wedding bells coming up in the near future,
There
maybe
you
we'll
go.
take a look at
Startup
the
Event Center.
Startup Event Center.
It's really a cool venue. Now, I don't know if you have ever been, Brian, have you ever been up in Skycomish and been in the gymnasium in Skycomish?
I have. That's one of my favorite places
It is.
to go.
I used to work at Skycomish, so I really have a fondness. But the interior of that gymnasium and the one in Startup are identical. It's got to be the same architect designed both buildings. It looks almost identical. The one in Startup is just a little bit smaller version of the one in Skycomish.
Uh-oh. So what do we got going on here?
I don't know. Both teams have made their way to their respective
Well, the
sidelines.
clock has stopped. So
Yeah, it's at 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
and we see we're going to re-kick. We're going to re-kick it. Looks like against the Turks on that.
I guess we got too busy talking about our sponsors. We lost track of what was going on there. So, yeah, Startup Event Center, Mountain View Diner, Sultan High School Pep Club, Vic's Burger Shack, Envara Pharmacy, Moss Defender, and Sultan Pharmacy. We welcome all of our sponsors here on TurkPride.tv. We encourage all of you to patronize these local vendors as they are supporting our programming here tonight. All right, I guess we're going to try it again, Brian. We're going to line up and try it again.
Absolutely.
Well, let's do her one more time. 8 minutes exactly remaining. Turks on the short end of a 48-7 score.
Mr. Everything getting ready to kick off.
Mr. Galley punches it down, and it's exactly the same spot it was the last time. Same recipient. But this time the result is a little bit better. He's still on his feet.
Oh, Hayden Murphy's going to almost catch him from
almost
behind.
had him. Lost him, and he's still on his feet. And he is going to go all the way. Wow. Yeah, Murphy had him. He just had an opportunity, but he just couldn't wrap him up and bring him down. And he escaped, and it's a long touchdown kick return for a score for the Knights.
Well, Mr. Bargman with the comment about the band is sounding good. Well, we have our world-famous Turk marching band here at Sultan High School.
They do, the band, and like I said, we're on the opposite side of the field. Our studios are located on the visitor side, and so we don't get a chance to hear the band as much as we normally do when we're on the homecoming side.
We got a donation from Janice Penner. Thank you so much for your generous donation here to TurkPride.tv. We definitely appreciate it, and it means a lot to us and the students that do the work here at TurkPride.tv. And
we have a player. I think we have a player down. We got him all taking a knee there on the Knights side.
And we have a Turk. We have a Turk down on the other side over there. I'm hoping that's.
Oh,
not,
I'm sorry. I did. Yes, you are right, Brian. On the far side, I did not see the Turk player.
Hoping that is not our friend. Well, any of our Turks over there that are on that.
We don't want to speculate until we actually have a number. We can't see the young man is on his back right now. He's trying. It looks like he's attempting to get up. All right, so as we had said, the Turks are going to make their way to Cedar Park Christian next week for an away game. Cedar Park will be playing tomorrow, coming in with a record of 0-5, taking on the Tigers of Granite Falls. That game is at 1 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday. at Cedar Park. Tonight, the other game here in the Emerald Sound Conference, South Whidbey and Friday Harbor taking on each other. Both teams coming in at 3-2, and those teams actually had played each other earlier this season on the 3rd of September, with South Whidbey coming out on top 26-13.
So, yeah.
All right,
PAT. Thank everybody for your...
Yeah, those donations, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's just some really good stuff there. And the level of generosity being put out by everybody tonight is, we're very, very grateful for you, the students and us. Thank you very much. And I tell you what, each year we work really hard at, next year we're going to up our game. Next year we're going to up our game. And we're here in this TurkPride.tv studio. Now we have video boards, and we have 4 or 5 different cameras coming at you. We're on our 3rd iteration of a soundboard. And they gave me a button.
They did, and you better be careful. We might have to take that button away from you.
And
now yes, it's really been, for those of you that may have been with us with the broadcast for years. It is something that we really have tried to improve the product that we're putting out.
I remember the day we went to a high definition camera. I mean, it used to just be a commercial camcorder up on top, hooked into a laptop, and that's how we did our broadcast. So,
and this has always been designated. It was started by Dave Moon, technology director here at the school district, as a labor of love. It's been an opportunity to be a student-driven thing. I mean, Brian and I obviously aren't students. We've been out of school a long, long time. But behind the scenes, these are all students. These are the camera people, the producers, executive producer, and so forth, are all students tonight.
I walk in 10 minutes before the broadcast, sit down, put on a headset, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, Brandy Forsyth, our executive producer tonight, our producer Skylar Penner, and tonight our camera crew, Alex Howe, Yesenia Flores, and Andrew Turner are doing a great job. So thank you to them. They make it easy for us, Brian. I mean, like I said, we just walk in and put on our headsets and start talking. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yep, we appreciate our, as we've been doing this over the years, we've had producers that have kids now.
Yeah, that means we're getting older. That isn't happening.
The producers that have kids now, some of them
same
are
age I was
4 and 5 year old
kids.
We've had producers that have kids starting kindergarten or more.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm making a dig at you
thanks,
the way.
Thanks, big guy.
All right, hashtag Turks first. Let's see what we can come up with here in the
6 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in a rolling clock. Handoff. Rodriguez up the middle, but no gain. Read nicely by the interior line of the Knights.
So, well, the Turks, up until that kickoff, the Turks had, done a pretty good job. Of course, they hadn't given the ball up to the Knights, except for that one time, and then where they didn't score, they got the ball over, turned the ball over on downs.
Yes, they did. Handoff, Rodriguez. Up the middle, short gain. It's going to bring
so
up
now
third
we
down.
need to, with 6 minutes to go, we need to start talking about our TurkPride.tv player of the game. And it's really hard to do in a game like this.
It is.
It is.
My
clubhouse leader right now is Weston Galley, with his
versatility,
adventures in punting,
kicking, punting,
scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I'm all for nominating.
I'm totally with you, 100%.
Weston Galley tonight.
Weston Galley, unless somebody really does something fantastic here in the last 5 minutes, I think Mr. Galley would be a very worthy recipient of that accolade.
Which is, speaking of that, he's
got
the ball again right there.
He's got the ball.
Around the corner, good for a Turks first down.
I mean, just running the ball, kicking the ball. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, you might say, how is the time going by so fast? For those of you that didn't hear, again, in high school sports, there is what they call a 40-point rule. If there is a differential of 40 points or greater in the second half, the clock does not stop. So therefore, time goes by very quickly. So under 5 minutes now, again, remaining in the game. Turks trailing 55-7.
Here he goes again.
Galley's on his feet again and scampering around the other side now.
Good for 7 or 8 on that.
Yeah, he's just been everywhere tonight. He has been
everywhere,
a bright
man.
He
I've been everywhere.
He has been the bright spot for the Turks tonight.
Well, he's played a good corner,
yeah, excellent defensive play here also too.
Had a nice pass breakup earlier in the game, and scored the touchdown for the Turks. Set up by a nice pass to, I believe it was Hayden Murphy on the reception on that. And
I think he'd be a very, very, very deserving recipient. All right.
4 minutes can go really fast, though. The Turks really need to.
Yep, they gotta hustle here.
Step up just go get a little faster. We're going to do it again. There he goes again. And out there in the front, there he goes.
He's still on his feet.
He's still going.
Oh.
Down to the 15-yard line.
And a cloud of dust.
And I want to tell you, Tyler Sargent was leading the charge.
Yep.
The quarterback was out there blocking for him.
Yeah, he was. Nice play. Galley's just really carrying the load here for the Turks in the fourth quarter. And Turks are knocking on the door here one more time, trying to put another score on the board here before the end of this game. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Wow.
All right. Shotgun formation. Sargent, handoff. That's a Feltner, number 17, over the left side. Gets a short game, but then stopped by.
Clock does not
stop. That's a penalty. Oh, yeah, there's flags all over the. Oh, we got some extracurricular.
Somebody's in the middle of that.
Definitely going on. That penalty is going to be an unnecessary roughness against the Knights.
Hopefully that doesn't go against the Turks there. There was
some retaliation, yeah. But the first penalty definitely was against the Knights for unnecessary roughness. Feltner was tied up. The play was being blown dead, and there was a little extracurricular kind of trying to do a little body slam attempted there at the end of the game, at the end of that play.
Derek Barkman says, sound effects now even, y'all fancy. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought it looked like the WWE out there. He was trying to body slam them.
Probably should have called timeout there. If they want a chance to score.
Well, the clock is stopped.
No, it is not.
Well,
they did. They finally stopped.
Yeah, they finally stopped. I think the officials stopped it because they are conferring. There was 3 different officials that threw flags on that particular play. So they're just trying to say, hey, what did you see? What did you see? Before they make their final determination. But I think you're going to have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, definitely on the Knights. And
hey, Luther Brewer with a donation to TurkPride.tv. Thank you so much, Luther Brewer. We appreciate your donation.
Thank you, Luther. We do appreciate that. So, again, I think, Brian, we're going to have an unnecessary roughness on the Knights, and we may have an unsportsmanlike on the Turks, but we'll have to see. Could be offsetting penalties, so we'll have to see as soon as they sort it all out here, and they're still talking. 4 of the officials are still talking, and now we're going to get
it's going to be offsetting penalties.
Yep.
No, a player has been ejected.
Oh, we have an ejection, looks like. They're going to go over and tell the coach which of the players is.
We'll find out who.
2 fouls.
I think they're going to eject one of the
2
Knights.
penalties against the Knights and 1 against the Turks is what I heard our PA announcer say.
So we'll see who has to leave the game.
And they're talking with the coach.
Well, we were talking about this earlier.
With Kings.
I don't know who had to leave the game for which team yet. We'll know if somebody comes over and.
They still haven't picked up the flags. They still have 2 flags that are down on the field right now, but it looks like 2 penalties against the Knights and 1 against the Turks. So we're just going to let them kind of sort this whole thing out and figure out where the ball is actually going to be placed and what down we're going to be at once it is all said and done. Unnecessary roughness.
is declined. Unsportsmanlike is ejected.
Looks like, I think that's a signal for an ejection, player ejection, but I'm not seeing anybody walking off. Okay, maybe it wasn't an ejection, Brian, just another unsportsmanlike conduct.
But there we do.
Looks like we had offsetting penalties, but then two, an unnecessary roughness and an unsportsmanlike on the
ball
Knights.
Is going to be on the 7-yard line with 2 minutes to go, and I haven't seen anybody leave.
No, I don't think it was an ejection. I think that maybe we weren't seeing that call. It was an unnecessary roughness and an unsportsmanlike against them, and an unsportsmanlike against us. So I don't think there was a player ejection.
Well, that can go into the next week, and that's not good.
All right. 1st and goal from the 6.
Feltner around the corner. He's going to go in.
On his feet.
Touchdown, Turk!
There we go. And we score. Makes the score now 13-55. Sultan trailing the Knights of Kings High School. Well, we want to remind you the next time we'll be on the broadcast will be 2 weeks from tonight. Homecoming 2021 is going to be against the Falcons of South Whidbey. And we want you to be sure you join us here on the broadcast. Starting the broadcast about 6:55 is typically when we start, about 5 minutes before kickoff time. PAT up and Galley is up and good.
Mr. Everything puts in the extra
14-55. 1 minute and 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. So we've had, 3 donations? Is that right tonight?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? That's awesome. Really.
Yeah.
Sincerely, we have a lot of fun here on TurkPride.tv. We hope you've enjoyed the programming tonight. It is a labor of love that Brian and I do. We've been doing this for over a decade, and we just sincerely appreciate your generosity.
And we couldn't do it without our producers extraordinaire and our cameramen and the great job that these
behind the scenes
these young people do that come in and they learn how to produce and do the video board, and
they're learning skills that they hopefully can translate maybe into a career for them.
Occasionally they try to take the soundboard out of my hands.
Well, that's just common sense, That's anybody with good sense would
Derek,
try to do that.
Derek Bargman was commenting earlier about the sound effects, and just so you know,
Derek, I try.
Derek,
I really try.
I'm asking for more. I've actually been pushing for us to get a new scoreboard, digital scoreboard, like a big TV out there, where I can push a button and have a graphic go on over there in the middle of the game.
It's like your face going to be up on the scoreboard too?
Absolutely not. We don't want to break it.
Yes, exactly.
I definitely have a face made for radio.
Oh, we both have a face made for radio. There's just no doubt about that. So, all right. We are back to kicking formation here for the Turks. Minute 58 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And away we go. And it's Squibb bouncing, fielded by the Knights. Catches on a hop, still on his feet. Breaks a couple of tackles. I see Mr. Galley there, number 5. And tackled at about the 48-yard line, where the Knights will have it 1st and 10.
Well, I have it. I will let you know that it was one of the Knights that was ejected. I'm not gonna comment on that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you know that one of the Knights players was ejected, and he won't be returning.
Okay. Yeah, things got a little chippy down there on the far side. I certainly can understand that from Sultan's standpoint. A game like this is very frustrating, and your emotions can get the better of you. But a team that is dominated like the Knights have tonight, I really don't. There's not a reason for them to feel that way necessarily, and so that was a little bit surprising.
No, they've got the long bus ride home with a victory in the pocket.
They do,
and they've played very well. For the up until
take nothing away from them. They've been very impressive tonight. I've been very impressed with this team.
They've got the new quarterback out there.
Yep, handoff to the running back and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play there by the Turks.
That's Jacob Hackett is in at quarterback, and that was number 34. Diego Gonzalez playing a little bit of running back, a 5'6" 155-pound running back, freshman for the Knights with
And
25
I think
seconds
this is
to
going
go.
be the last. I think we're going to get one more play, maybe not even one more. That might be
No,
it.
I think they're just going to let this. They're just going to let this go.
Let it
all
run
the way
out.
down.
And 14 seconds. Doesn't look like we're going to run another play, and I think that is going to be it, Brian. All right, and as the last 2 ticks come off the clock, and the final score, the Turks come up on the short end of a score, 14-55. So, Brian, before we leave tonight, how do you come back after a couple of difficult losses? I mean, this is 2 difficult losses in a row. The one at Granite Falls last week was a lopsided affair. Tonight was a pretty lopsided affair.
You know what? They at the fourth quarter they moved the ball. They scored a couple touchdowns.
Something to build off of.
You know, you just go back to work.
Yep.
And you know they have a chance. You know they're going to go play Cedar Park. You said they're going to go play
at Cedar Park. And
at
Cedar Park is they do have a game tomorrow against Granite Falls, but they're 0-5 going into that game. So they have
Turks,
struggled. They've struggled mightily.
Go to Cedar Park next week.
Correct. They will be away at Cedar Park.
And so they have a chance. You know at another
to get healthy, maybe on a team that's struggling even more than they are right now.
Right. And so, and you know, and we learned some things. They ran some plays tonight that. That worked for them that hadn't been working for them, or they hadn't had a chance to run, and so, you know, you know what? I'm proud of both teams tonight.
I thought Galley looked great. I think as our TurkPride.tv player of the game, very deserving. That young man was doing it on the kicking, punting, running the ball, defense. He was everywhere tonight.
He was Mr. Everything, and that's
I
dubbed him that a couple weeks ago.
And we need more. Need more people to step up and do things, the good things like we saw out of Mr. Galley tonight. So definitely very deserving as our TurkPride.tv player of the game. So Brian, we'll be back in 2 weeks for homecoming against South Whitby.
Yes.
You and I.
Yep.
We'll be here in the same place. We hope that you join us. Again, we want to thank the generosity of the fans who donated tonight. We do sincerely appreciate your help from a financial standpoint. We appreciate your viewership, and
it's okay if you don't. We're glad you're here.
We're just glad to be heard. We're just glad to be here. Glad to be heard.
They let us on the air.
They do. They do.
They let us on the air.
They let us on the air. Our wives love it because they get the evening at home by themselves, and we just get out here and do what we love to do. So, again, for myself, Dan Ballard, and my co-host Brian Atkinson, we say to you,
#Turks First.
Good night.